that. So, we're having a lot of fun with it. We're not bound by tradition in that way. As long as it's good, we're into it. As long as it's got heart, we're into it. And so we changed the menu. I think we're on version 32 or 34 since we opened in November. Seasonal changes, fun changes, whatever we're seeing.
Well, but you brought that traditional, and so I mentioned earlier that I've been here a couple times to not only taste the wine, and we'll dive into that in a minute, but y'all brought the uniqueness or traditional style, but you have a pizza, and then but what you did was you made it the preparation of the pizza is unique in its own sense. By the way, that sausage pizza, it fucks.
Rocks.
Oh, yeah, rocks works, but you're going to learn some new words for how to describe food that
pizza?
everyone...
Okay.
Yeah, food that fucks, dankness, fire.
Fire's good.
Yeah.
Dank's good.
Yeah. Food that fucks is good. And so let's talk a little bit about... Yeah. So one thing that is a little bit unique to y'all as well, not only in that you do have those inventive recipes, but you also have inventive methods about going about preparing some of these foods. So, like, not your average run-of-the-mill garlic knot.
Garlic knot.
Not your average run-of-the-mill pizza oven. And
right.
So if you wouldn't mind harping a little bit as to what makes you different, and then I want to talk about how I get to come down here and pick my own bottle of wine, because that's my favorite thing.
I mean, starting with the pizza oven, we were inspired by that. There's a company in the Northeast called American Flatbread, and they make their oven not slightly different, very different, and it's actually originally a Native American style. It's called a Quebec oven, where they build the fire in the center of the oven, and then the decks are on the side. So we had an Italian family in Northern California make this oven and for us, and I literally drew it, on a cocktail napkin, and they were like, "What is this? Why are we making it like this?" And so it has a trench down the center of it that we can take the stones out of, and so you can build a fire on the sides, you can build a fire in the center. You can roast in it. You can grill in it. I mean, you can do anything in it, and it's pretty special. And so, again, we have pizza, but we're not a pizzeria, and we have a lot of passion for it. Our dough is a 48-hour dough, fermented.
Is that the same one you use for the garlic knot too?
It is. That's the same dough. It's the same dough.
And for those that haven't seen, I have pictures of them, and I've posted them before. But when we drop this episode, we're posting them again. It's one of the more creative dishes I've seen in this town.
It's broken Italian, right? It's like something you maybe had or saw, on an episode of Jersey Shore, or if somebody's watched that show. The TV show where people beat shit out of each other?
Yeah.
But like, you just have fun, right? Like, you've ordered them, drunk or stoned from Domino's or whatever pizzeria, and they come and they're these kind of warmed over, dough nuggets. But we kind of wanted to take that and elevate it up to this cool thing, and I think it's been successful.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more that the restaurant on the food side, y'all have not only been very creative but successful, but that also kind of brings me to, I'll do the first point. Don't make sure we come back to Sunday supper, because that is something, if we don't talk about that, I'm going to be very distraught, because we do something similar as redneck Southerners. That's a very big staple in ours, but also in Italian families, that's also a big thing.
Very much so.
But y'all have a unique, take on the, I guess, the wine and alcohol service as well. I mentioned earlier we are sitting down here in the basement, or the Speakeasy, which is a full restaurant service at low light, but y'all have I'll let you use the verbiage, but it was almost like a server's cart that comes around.
Right.
It's intimate in that you can pick your own bottles of wine off the wall, and then you're introducing a flask system as well. So, I mean, that's another, I guess, angle of the Broken Italian, where you're getting to kind of be hands-on with the booze process.
It's a great point, and
Thank you.
To geek out on being a restaurateur, it's like, everybody's kind of some people anyway are disconnected, right? Like they spend all day in front of a screen, or they're in front of their phone or whatever it is. So and retail's already fought this battle, right? They arguably whether they've fought it and won, but like, how do you get people out from in front of their computer? Like, you can just hit deliver and it's to your door, right? So
it's magical.
Fantastic. But we want to get people to engage, right? So come in and then decide if you want to come down here and go into the wine cellar and pick your wine, and that's what we're trying to get to. And the speakeasy thing kind of really just came later when we, were able to, get the occupancy because we sprinkled the building and did all these things. And, now it's funny, the speakeasy, everybody has a perception of it, right? And, people come down there like, well, this isn't a speakeasy. And I'm like, well, nobody is alive who ever went to a speakeasy. So
this could be exactly what the fuck they look like. Yeah,
who the fuck out of here to tell me
they
that?
didn't really put the bar because they're like, there's no bar. Well, we didn't really want to have a bar down here. The point is, sit down, relax. We're going to bring the cocktail to you. So, look, I'm just happy they're coming, but that's an interesting dynamic.
That's what she said.
There's a perfect segue there. Somewhere.
Yeah.
So anyway, we did that down here. I mean, there is a lot of history for that. The Prohibition tunnels, we're sitting right next to one, are still down here.
That's right. There's some weird story where like you around Larimer Square down here, like you can go through and like connect to all sorts of different restaurants.
That's what these did. Like,
okay,
this one, I guess the original town hall was across catty corner from us. So one went over there. One went next door and down the street, like where Blake Street Vault is now. And you can see where they connected.
Yeah.
And so there's all that cool history for where they all used to sneak around. So it's good stuff. So we were able to do and embrace that down here. And then, we do, we don't obviously make our own liquor, but we use a lot of those pre-prohibition or prohibition recipes in our cocktail program and what we're doing now.
Right. So can you come down here like on a regular night though? Like, can you just come down here and have dinner?
More and more. I mean, we originally only did it, opened it Friday and Saturday nights.
Okay.
But it's become more and more popular that we're now opening it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So more and more.
Yeah.
All right, so we've talked about the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I mentioned I want to circle back to it because I think this is one of the most creative ideas and something that we, I think, desperately need, not only in this city but in this state and in this country, is a reason to all come together and sit at a table, get to know folks, and obviously we try to use our platform to shed a little light on that. But I want to talk about something that is kind of swept, and I've seen other folks have started to kind of catch on your premise.
That too.
But you are the first one that started, at least to my knowledge, since this podcast and our brief memory that we have, it's not full of bong residue and Xanax. You have a Sunday supper club that families or folks, however many folks want to come in, and I'll let you tell. I don't want to debrief it. I'm long-winded. So let's talk a little bit about your Sunday supper club and how it's kind of revolutionized like the fun thing to do on a Sunday evening.
Well, I think, when we talked earlier, our original business plan, it still is, for the type of restaurants that we want to run and be part of and work in, have a quality of life. So, we're closed. For a long time when we first opened, we were closed Sunday, Monday, right? And we're one team here. Like, we don't have two shifts. People, everybody works the same nights. Everybody's together. And that was
Shout out to the A-team.
It was really important to us. And
A-team.
And so doing the Sunday supper was a way to still be good business people and restaurateurs, but have it be a recognition of who we are as restaurateurs, and like we rotate our team through. People that have a Sunday off generally come to it and are part of it. And it's one seating. We do one long table. I mean, we're fortunate that we can do it because the restaurant is a long, narrow space.
But y'all, the pictures, and I'll admit I have not made it because Sundays I'm a Popeye's couch, marijuana day.
Or I'm cooking up a big supper on Sunday.
That is true. Chris is our cook at the house. I didn't mean to discredit you, but it is football season, so we're getting closer and closer to couch season.
I know.
But this is, I mean, y'all have a full table almost every Sunday.
We've been amazed at the response to it, and it's, I'm not really that personally, like, not a community table, bed and breakfast
you
type
can just say it. You hate people. Just say it. You hate them. They fucking suck.
It sounds like you have the same thing against the word community table as I do about farm to table restaurants, because it's kind of fucking
over.
Stupid. Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah, that whole
if you got to advertise farm to table at this point, you miss the bus.
Exactly.
You miss the wagon.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Just maybe put the farms that you work with on your menu or something. And that's
me
all you
and
need
Nicole
to say.
never been on the wagon. Don't know anything about what it looks like.
It's a buzzword.
Yeah. It is, and
it's like a podcast.
There's difference between trends and movements. 10 years ago that was a trend, right? And now it's a movement, but it's the expectation, right? Like, I don't go into a restaurant and expect to know that the chicken's name was Steve, right? Like, somebody knew the chicken, all right? That's all I need to know. Done.
Yeah.
Dude, what if it did tell you the name of be like, this was Bartholomew. He grew to be 8 inches. His gizzard was 3.
Steve
he was a real cocksucker to wake everybody up in the morning. We enjoyed frying his ass today.
Exactly.
This asshole shit inside every time.
Style type table setup. Basically a long table. A family
You
table.
can engage at the level that you wish.
There you go.
So if that's a fair enough statement. And we generally join the dinner. The team joins the dinner at some point. It's very, I was just about to say communal, but
another word for communal,
walk
damn it.
right into that one.
Yeah.
But it's I've been amazed at the response, and it does, again, allow us to continue to cook outside the box, because we're not doing what we do the other 5 nights of the week. It's a lot of fun.
So if I were to walk in here on a Sunday, what could I expect if I sit down?
Well,
gibbers.
Generally, a lot of some type of wine, which we kind of having a lot of fun with. We've been recently doing the Chianti bottles, which are oddly enough called. What's the crazy name for them? It's like Fanatic or Fiasco. It's Fiasco, the straw-covered Chianti bottles. And so we've been having a lot of fun with those as part of Sunday supper. As we move into the fall here, we've been tasting some great Lambruscos from up near Bologna, which, sparkling anything is great. And
sparkling red pop
is great. It's wonderful.
I'll go ahead and be the first one to admit it. I don't like a lot of sparkling beverages. Prosecco and champagne don't do it for me.
Right.
But a sparkling red, it kind of still has that full flavor, but it pops.
It's great.
Yeah. So to hear that we're transitioning into that zone means that Kip will, in fact, get off his ass for us on summer.
And then the food can, we generally have a lot of, different type of breads that we're doing that day or that week, with everything from, maybe white bean hummus type dips to crudités and pickled fennel. We're big on fermentation here, so we do a lot of pickling and fermentation, and we're actually just about to get ready to do a huge another round of that as everything kind of peaks here at the end of late in the summer in Colorado. And then we typically pick a direction by like Thursday or Friday for the mains and the pasta.
Okay.
Depending on what's coming in. We had a lot of fun 2 weeks ago. We did Moroccan.
What was the meat? What was the protein on that one? Lamb?
No, it was poultry. Poultry on that one.
Wait, do they not eat lamb in Morocco?
Oh, I thought you said ham.
No.
We did do a roasted lamb.
You did laugh at me like I was let's shut the fuck up, idiot.
They aren't eating ham.
And then we have a very we love our pastry program. We have a fantastic chef de cuisine who spent a lot of time. She's actually from Denver, but had been at the French Laundry and Bouchon, and is just a natural talent with pastry and dolce, and named Ashley Morrison, and she has really owned that program. She's the one who took the garlic knot from a crazy idea in my head to actually being a great thing.
And for those that, I have videos of it from every single time I've eaten here. They will be on the Instagram for this episode as well. It's the most gorgeous.
What's up with this garlic knot?